Hello and welcome to Auto Arcadia. I am one of your hosts, Thomas, and with me, as always, is
The other host, Colin Wood. How are you doing, Tom?
yeah, I'm good. I'm very, very good. Looking forward to it being Friday and then the weekend. How about you?
I would agree, except I've got a Friday night shift ahead of me, which is going to suck balls, but that's not why we're here.
Why are we here?
Well, do you know them things with four wheels on them that we call horseless carriages? Sorry, cars. A little birdie tells me we're quite into cars on this show.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Although don't always talk about them.
We don't. We go on some meandering conversational routes. However, when Ford brought back the Mustang, when Ford brought back the Puma and the Cougar, and quite a lot of, like, they're bringing back the Escort and the Capri, and they're all horrible, minging, disgusting SUV crossovers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I do. Do they still make the good Mustang? Is it
Yeah, they
the
still make.
the
I
Mach
think they
E?
do.
Is the big SUV sort of thing?
That's the one. So they took an incredibly legendary nameplate, the Mustang, and then an incredibly legendary model nameplate, the Mac, and fucking ruined it.
Yeah, Ford do love to raid their historical like kind of like prestige and nostalgia and just slap it on any old shite.
They really do. And like, if that doesn't happen, what typically tends to happen is that models get brought back and they're electric. And, I get the argument, like, the future is now, although it's not, the future is hydrogen. But, like, cooking in a microwave is faster than cooking on a barbecue. But I'll pick the barbecue every day of the week, you know? So, with all this in mind, are you aware that they're bringing back the Jenson Interceptor?
Is it the Jenson Interceptor GTX?
I don't know because the article I read today just said Jensen Interceptor is coming back, and it's not coming back as a crossover, and it's not coming back as an electric car. It is going to be fully ICE, fully internal combustion,
I see.
and I have a funny feeling, and I don't know if this is certain or not. I think you may have a soft spot for the Jensen Interceptor for some reason. I don't know why I do, but I think you may have. And I figured I want to know what your thoughts are on this.
Okay, so I have some thoughts. The reason I knew it's the Jenson Interceptor GTX is because I was literally just as you said the words Jenson Interceptor, I was opening a tab that said Jenson Interceptor GTX to be revealed in spring. So like I just knew.
Fantastic.
But yeah, on the original Jenson Interceptor.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I still loved that car, but now, kind of over it a little bit.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a cool enough car, but like there's other stuff that I prefer. But having said that, the rear shape of the kind of like teaser image, it does look quite cool. The new
Oh,
one.
mate. It's looking like it has the spirit of the Jensen, like, in its design, you know? Like, it's definitely following a design language that says this is a Jensen Interceptor. Yeah, like, I just think it's cool, you know? And it may actually be, I think there might be a record in this, because, I mean, it's being unveiled next year, so realistically it's not going to hit the road before 2030, I wouldn't assume. That's nearly, well, I mean, it's 70 fucking years from the first model to the reincarnation, and I think that could be a record. I wonder what the oldest nameplate is that's actually been brought back.
Oh, that's a really good question. The oldest nameplate. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's about 50 years, isn't it?
I think so. Well, this has 2 decades on that because the original Jensen was 1960s.
Was it?
Yeah, it was brought out in 1960, I believe,
Wow.
somewhere about then. Jensen Interceptor. It ran from 66 to 76, so it did.
Okay. So 70 year, yeah. But surely Ferrari or Porsche have used like
Oh, I actually.
an older one than that. Like all these big the fancy brands love digging up an old nameplate.
Do you know actually who might be in my shout here? Alpha.
Mmm.
I reckon
Potentially,
Alpha has
yeah.
some properly old nameplates that it's because the 8C was that not a?
Well, like a racing car.
I want to say it was a racing car originally.
Oh no, they had an
Positive.
AC kind of coupe, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that was a while ago. That's so the 8C in 32 for Alpha. When did they release the 8C again?
2000s, I believe.
2000s.
Yeah.
I suppose technically it was the 8C Competition.
Yes, I believe it was.
But yeah, hold on, let me try and figure out. Yeah, you're right. It's like 2003 was a concept, 2007 production version. So 33 to 2003 is 70 years as well.
Oh, so it's not the record then.
Not the record.
Nope. That was an interesting thought, though. I was like, oh, that could be, but no, it's not.
It's quite a long time. It is, I suppose, the advantage of being a car company with like loads of history. You can always be like, come on then, let's have a look and see what it was like. What we were using back in the 50s.
Yeah. Do you know as well, I have to say, the Alfa Romeo 8C is actually fuck ugly.
Do you not like it?
No, it does not tickle doff pickle. But the original 8C from like 1936, ooh, that is cool as fuck.
Which one's that? Is that the coupe or just the regular 8C?
Coupe. That's a nice bit of material. Like that's cool. So it is. I like that. But yeah, no. So the return of the Jenson, which I think is like the Jenson never really done it for me. It was the big glass bit on the back. I always thought it looked like a pickup that somebody just put a glass bubble on the back of, and it never really did it for me. But I'm excited to see it coming back.
No, it's its like most distinct feature, but I'm not really sure I like it.
No?
Yeah, you know the big glass back of the Interceptor. I just don't know. I kind of agree with you. I just don't think it. I think there's maybe more conventional. It's probably a better looking car in there somewhere.
Yeah, like I think. Do you know all the people that love like Rovers and Triumphs are exploding right now because they're like, it's a Jenson. It's the best British car ever made, but it doesn't tickle my pickle.
Nah, it doesn't do it for me. Like I get why people like it. It is really really unique and it's a super cool car, but I'm not a big fan of that one.
No, I'll tell you one thing about the reincarnation of it though. Very cyberpunky look.
Do you think that's just the lighting they used on their render though?
Well, it could well be. You know the other thing as well, right? Is there's so many renders of car. Like I've seen.
Oh my god! Yeah, I totally agree with this.
30 different MR2 renders, and they've all got AI slop written all over them. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, unless it comes from Autocar or Evo or like someone with actual credentials, not fucking uni lad. I was like, nah, this is somebody needs to like legitimately just come to the forefront with the truth here and be like, are they making the MR2 again? Yes or no?
Yeah, you just want a little bit of definitive truth. But like,
Yeah.
even the manufacturers themselves are so fucking guilty of churning out like a good a bit of like make believe. Like, do you know what I love? I love a bespoke supercar render that will never be built. You know, you're like, we're releasing this new car in 2030, and you look at it, you're like, wow, that's amazing. That'll never happen.
Yep. No, I absolutely get what you're getting at. Like, Toyota did this with the FT1 concept, which was to be the new Supra, and the FT1 looks gorgeous, and then the new Supra came out and it looks dog shit.
Oh, wait, did it change considerably? I mean, the FT1's definitely got way more bulge.
Yeah, like the FT1's got a bit of attitude in that about it, but like the Supra that we got is a pale imitation of like what we were promised.
It's got such an aggressive stance, that concept, doesn't it?
It does, man. It's wild.
It's
looking.
wide. Ho ho ho. Yeah, do you know what? I didn't know how different the concept of the Supra was to the actual final car.
Fair, yeah. No, well, do you know, it's one of them things that was like, it was like everywhere if you were looking for it, but if you weren't looking for it, then people didn't really see it. Do you know, actually, you've brought them up already. Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
I think their new design language is on a hit. Like, see the Ferrari F80 just looks gorgeous.
I'm gonna look this up. Oh wow! Oh, interesting.
You like that? Something different about it.
I tell you what, it does not suit that yellow on the wiki article. No, 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 no.
Oh no! But if you look at it in
Red.
in red,
Red,
oh,
yes. I totally get it in red. That's got such an aggressive front end.
and then if you have a look at like the F90 Spider, oh, incredible! And then the entry level coupe, the Amalfi, and it's like in this bluey green color, like a glacier green. It's fucking gorgeous, man. It's got some Jaguar F type cues about it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of Aston Martin's like design language in that as well, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, it gives me a slight TVR vibe too, but I think that's more the paint than anything.
Oh, actually, no, I'll go with that, man. It really does have that about it.
I'm not sure. I see what you mean about Jaguar though. Oh, yeah, there's quite a lot of big F type energy in some of the curves.
Oh, yeah. But if I had a couple of 100,000 to spend on a car, I think I would have to give that F80 a fucking look like.
The F88 that is intensely aggressive. Like those gigantic like vents and with grill on each side. That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm actually on Ferrari's website having a little look at it now. They've got a configurator that I might go and play with later. But so this is quite an interesting thing because I've already mentioned AI, but when you look at the intro to it, and it's like showing you the suspension system and stuff, like it's got the AI powered organic control, like organic design philosophy around it, which is like it's almost as if they're using evolution to design like suspension components, if that makes sense.
Wait, what? No, that doesn't make any sense. So is the AI at the factory?
So the AI is in the design software, and instead of like having a straight line, right? This organic design philosophy, it basically AI designs it as if evolution was designing it. So you know how like our rib cage doesn't have straight lines in it, but it is the strongest solution to that problem that like evolution came up with, and it does exactly what it needs to do. It's flexible yet it's strong to protect all the mushy shit inside. AI aided organic design is the same as idea as that. I'm just seeing if I can find a photo now to like sort of. So like if you look up organic architecture, you'll see what I mean.
Does it
Like
use the AI, which is just basically lots and lots of different generations, and you take the best generation and then you like increase it, and it just like iteratively kind of improves over and over again by testing lots and lots of different situations?
yes and no, but it like what it does is a better word to instead of organic would be biomimicry. Like it
Right.
mimics biological structures. The way it works by like stress testing everything in like AutoCAD, and it builds like it removes material from where it doesn't need material and puts more where it does, but it doesn't work in straight lines. Like it blends everything together so that you don't have any overt creases or any weak points or any like if you have like a straight panel with a swage in it and then you put a tension on the panel, like the swage will be a hot spot for tension, like it'll all focus on that point. Like there's no points, it's all organic. So like
I totally get you. Yeah, so it just works out like the most effective design to minimize like stress.
yeah, and what you get is like it looks like something that HR Geiger would draw, if that makes sense. Koenigsegg love this shit, which will be of no surprise. There we go. I'm going to send you it in chat, and you can give me an idea of what you think of this. So this is what organically designed suspension components look like. It looks alien as fuck.
Oh, okay. Things are starting to make a bit of sense now. Yeah.
So like you see like the way all the levers are designed and everything. Like instead of having a solid block of metal, it's literally stress designed to.
Yeah, it looks like a bone structure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a bone structure. Like it's the most efficient way to design that part possible with the maximum stress while still giving as much compliance as is needed.
I totally get you. Yeah, 100%. This is a good picture.
It is. That's a really good picture for explaining it.
So much view as well. Yeah, no, I totally get that. That's actually quite a cool approach. And I get the idea is just to make it as strong and as light as possible.
Yeah, man. So like, there's loads of drivers for it. Like, I see a lot of it in like machine design because it's very much the hot topic in machine design at the minute.
Mm.
And like, big drivers are material and cost savings,
Mm-hmm.
efficiency of design, because this sort of design works fantastically with like sintered metal 3D printing and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this whole like for forging and casting, it's probably a bit complex. But when you add like additive manufacturing or like actual structural 3D printing into the mix, it suddenly takes on a whole new paradigm, I suppose. Like it kind of alters everything.
Mm-hmm. 3D printing's crazy. And like, metal 3D printing as well.
It's really cool.
That's super cool.
There's so many different ways to do it as well. Like the most common one I think at the minute is sintered metal, where it's like you just have a big box full of dust, and there's a laser that melts the metal dust, and it like melts it together, like
Yeah.
and then you like put your hands in and pull this metal structure out of the dust. It's just incredible.
I've that's the one I've seen. It kind of it looks a little bit like magicking up the metal.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of zaps and the metal appears.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. Also, because I actually find it quite interesting, what I have just found, I'll send it in the chat. Somebody has done a white paper on artificial intelligence supported road vehicle suspension design, which will actually feed into that, which I'm going to give that a read through probably at some point next week. But that looks quite cool.
Do you know what I could totally see the benefit in? Affordable home metal 3D printing. Or, affordable and like local, if you know what I mean. Not something where you have to like get it shipped from China.
Yeah. Like there's gonna be quite a big push for that as well. Do you know what's getting really big? Is like structural filaments where it's plastic but it's got like the carbon nanotubes and stuff in it. Like that.
Yeah, to make it a lot harder and stuff.
That's gonna become huge.
Mm-hmm.
So it is.
3D printing is really, really cool. Like, I can see so many applications in, like, for cars, in just, like, being able to measure up, like, you needed, like, a little bit of, like, plastic guard or, like, trim or something like that.
Yeah.
You measure it up, you fire into, like, I don't know, is Autodesk Inventor still a thing?
I don't know. I've downloaded Autodesk, but I've never opened it. It might actually be out of date now, to be fair.
Autodesk is such a massive behemoth of a company.
Yeah, let's not dwell on this, or they might find out that I've fucking pirated it and get really angry.
Oh yeah, we used to get free student copy, and I'm so thankful for that because it is no cheap.
No, the licenses for it are insane.
Yeah, they're very expensive. But yeah, I remember messing about with like Inventor to like make things, years and years and years ago, and it's like it's good fun, and I think that's something I really would like to have a go with. It's like getting a wee 3D printer and messing about with like some kind of designs and stuff. But I could really see a world where it would be like really useful if you had like even stuff like silly stuff like broken clips. If you have like an old car, you break particular clips for it, and you're like, oh, that's really annoying because that trim bit doesn't fit down now. You can 3D print yourself a solution rather than spending 4 years looking on eBay for a replacement.
Do you know what's actually really good for this? Is the Xbox Connect?
I do, yeah.
Apparently, the way it works is you can basically get software to jailbreak them to make a 3D scanner. So you can actually like scan a 3D object straight into AutoCAD with it, and then from there send it straight to your printer.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a common thing in like enthusiast like 3D printing, is to get an Xbox Connect and like basically just make it do what you want it to do.
When I was at the university, they had a 3D printer, quite an early basic one, and they also had a laser scanner.
Oh, yeah, some LiDAR scanning.
It was good. The laser scanner was really, really good. But to test it out when it arrived, we scanned me.
Right.
So I stood still and I got 3D scanned, and then they converted it into, just uploaded it to the computer basically into like a model file.
Yeah.
And then printed me off in the printer.
That's cool.
So somewhere, oh, actually, it's right there. It's on the shelf. There is a 3D printed kind of tiny little statue of me to try out the 3D printer on.
That's quite cool, man. That's quite a cool thing.
Yeah, it was so crazy easy as well. Like, I think we just like you just import the file from like the scanner, and we literally loaded it into something like Google SketchUp and did like a couple of tiny little tweaks to it to like remove some imperfections, and then sent it to the printer.
Right. Because this, like, it's funny you said you quite fancy getting a 3D printer. Because see, when I've finished sorting like the garage and my home network and stuff out, I really want a production network in my garage and have like a 3D printer, but like quite a big one. Like, sort of buy a kit to make one with a large bed
Mm-hmm.
and a 3D printer and have it on the network so that I can be like, just fucking make stuff and print it off and then like, but do like intake manifolds and stuff for cars, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I get the appeal of having a really big one, so you don't need to do like any joins or anything like that. You just get like one big piece.
Yeah. Because like apparently there's a lot of people 3D printing body kits now as well.
Yeah, I can totally see that. 100%. You could really go wild.
Yeah. Or like you could really go nuts. Like there's no really the only limitation is your imagination.
And your taste.
And your taste, yes. Early 2000s Max Power.
Oh, bring it back.
Apply.
Bring it back. No,
No.
not fiberglass, just 3D printing materials.
Man, come on. Oh, on the subject of AI, right? I saw, this is us going away from cars right now. I saw quite an interesting tweet on Facebook, of all fucking places, right? And it was some guy basically extolling the virtues of having an AI girlfriend.
Okay.
I was like, so there was this was the original tweet, and then the reply is the one that I found really interesting. I don't find having that interesting, but there was a guy who posted, and he's like, the next great like evolutionary setback for the human race is going to be who does and doesn't get suckered into the infinite AI love pleasure machine bullshit. And he basically was like, whoever like, and the survivors of this are going to have such a distaste for AI and computers that it's going to make the Butlerian Jihad from fucking Dune look like a child's play. Which I thought that was such an amazing, poignant way of putting it. Do you know what the Butlerian Jihad was, actually? Does anyone know what it is outside of like my super nerd self and other super nerds?
I mean, from Dune.
Yeah, so in Dune, right? You know in Dune how they have in the film. I'm assuming you've watched the most recent films.
No, I only watched the first one of the films, but I have read the book a fair few years ago now. But I have read the book.
Ah,
first one only.
Yeah. Well, they've got like people that do their thinking, like they've got human calculators essentially.
Aye, I think so.
So basically, right, the Butlerian Jihad was like this fucking. It takes place 10,000 years before the events of Dune, right? And it basically defines the entire fucking universe. And it's rising up against the thinking machines. And like the outcome of it is basically there's like a strict anti-AI commandment, which is like, thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of the human mind. And the founding of like the Space Navigators Guild and all this shit. And then the victory over the machines basically reshapes civilization into a feudal, human-focused society, which is what you see in the films.
Oh, that's really interesting, because like I remember reading the start of the first bit of Dune, right?
Yeah.
Book, and I was like, this is very medieval for what is supposed to be a sci-fi.
Yeah, well, like Dune, the book, like the first one, takes place like 22 to 26,000 years in the future, and the Butlerian Jihad takes place 10,000 years before that. So, like, yeah. And it was just the way the guy put it in his tweet, and he's like, it'll make the Butlerian Jihad look like a child's play. I was like, holy fuck. Like, if you actually understand the reference, the gravity of that statement is insane.
Do you think there will be such a violent revolution against AI?
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, look at it now. You can't even go on Google and ask AI, like, we'll ask Google anything without getting some AI slop. Like, see, fact checking for these episodes has became a fucking nightmare because of it.
Yeah, no, I do sympathise. The internet is pretty much completely useless at the moment. Like, it's very difficult to find anything that you're actually looking for, unless what you're looking for is like a slightly high level kind of fuzzy overview of what it is, like an approximation of what you're looking for.
Because, like, it wants to dumb everything down, like what you just said. Like, that's, like, essentially all it's wanting to do is give you an overview and not tell you anything else.
Yeah, totally. It's going to give you 3 bullet points. You get 3 bullet points. Doesn't matter how big the subject is, you're getting 3 bullet points.
Precisely. But then, you know, like, don't get me wrong, there's positives to AI, but, like, the thing is, there's so, you know, science. Have you ever heard that science fiction is precursor to science fact?
Yeah, I think I've heard the expression before, yeah.
Like, people of my granddad's generation, they were, like, reading, like, Buck Rogers when he went to the moon and stuff. And then my granddad always turned around and said, "Oh, it's fucking amazing because I got to see them going to the moon in my lifetime in the 60s. It's like, yeah, you were reading comics in the 30s about them going to the moon, and in the 30 years later, you've got it.
Yeah.
And then, like, there's so many instances of this, like, where it's like, Star Trek, you look at them, they've got the thing that makes all their food, and, like, it can print parts and stuff, and then we've got 3D printing, which is, like, we can 3D print, like, organs, you know? They can make a slurry paste from, like, stem cells and 3D print a heart. Like, they 3D printed an ear from cartilage and grafted it onto the back of a mouse in China.
Yeah, that does feel like that's kind of like the next forte into printing it as well. If we can print anything, can we not print organs?
Yeah, but, like, the point I'm making is, like, there's so much in sci-fi about, like, AI. Like,
there is, yeah.
It doesn't matter where you go, it's not positive. Like, if you look at Mass Effect, they use virtual intelligences, not artificial intelligences. And if you do have an artificial intelligence, it has to be shackled to stop it, like, overthrowing the planet and killing every cunt. Dune, they, like, genetically modified humans to be calculators because of the fucking Butlerian Jihad. Warhammer, Star Wars. Well, Star Wars is kind of the exception. Well, it's not actually, because you don't actually ever see an AI in Star Wars.
Are the robots AI?
Well, they're droids, so they're programmed, which would suggest they're not AI. Like, they can think in the same way that, like, if I tell Google to give me an answer and it gives me a more in-depth answer than I'm looking for, that's technically what they're doing. But, like, pretty much every major sci-fi IP has a cautionary tale about an artificial intelligence, like, the big one being Terminator, you know?
Yes, absolutely. I think there's a healthy mistrust of AI or of people's ability to control an AI or even to be responsible. There's a healthy mistrust in people at the core of all sci-fi.
I mean, the problem with AI isn't AI itself. The problem with AI is people. Like, when you train it on the internet, it can learn from fucking Adolf Hitler or Captain Kangaroo. It's all the same to it. It's just knowledge, but...
God.
You know?
I really don't like thinking about AI. Like, I find it so... it doesn't make me happy.
It's terrifying. When you understand the gravity of what could potentially come from this, it's like... It's single-handedly the most awesome force and most terrifying force at the same time. But
also, it's crap.
Yeah, it's absolute
shit. Like, it's so difficult to hold that weird, like, those two concepts in hand. That, like, this is like a sort of, like, potentially could change the world forever for the worse. But also, it's confused, and it just keeps trying to, like, give me an empty Excel spreadsheet back.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, because, like, we're way off the track here, but, like, these are the models that are commercially available. Like, Copilot's probably the best one, I would say. But then there was a news story came out last week about an AI company where they had a penetration test in AI, which, why you would make an AI to penetration test networks is fucking beyond me.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It does seem like you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, like, given how they scale, like, it's an exponential increase in IQ, essentially, right? And they released it into a network with, like, programs, and it fucking, like, it found, like, 28,000 exploits on a program that's been around for, like, nearly 30 years. and it found exploits in every single fucking major operating system. And it's like, why do you think this is a good idea? Like, you're fucking off your tits if you think this isn't a cautionary tale unfolding in front of you right now. How many millions of hours of software engineer testing has that program went through, and you thought it was one of the most secure operating systems, and this fucking thing found 28,000 exploits in 4 hours? Like, that's insane.
Very wild. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like AI. I'm not a fan.
No, I'm not either. Although I do use it quite a bit, but I'm not a massive fan of it. Yeah, well, I'll bring it back, right? There's a question of identity.
Okay.
So, right, so like, for the UK, right, I would say the Ford Escort, iconic.
Do you not think that that's maybe the focus more than the Escort? No.
Well, see, this is the thing, it could equally be the Mini, like the proper one, not that German half-breed.
Honestly, I think if people asked now, I think more people would say that the BMW Mini is like, representative of Britain.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, the royal family's half German. I suppose the Mini can be as well.
I mean, yeah, totally. Plus, it's like newer and stuff. Like, what? When was the new Mini released? Like early 2000?
Yeah, man, early 2000s.
That's been kicking about for like 26 years now.
Yeah, it's actually quite. Yeah, it's almost an institution at this point. That's fair.
Totally, and like the generations that remember the actual OG Mini are starting to fade out.
They are. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, the identity question. Do you think there's any other cars out there that are like, when you think of a country, you're like, oh, that?
Yeah, there's probably quite a few. It would be interesting. I bet this is really, really based on how old you are, which cars you say.
I bet it is. Although, upon saying that, I've got an acid test one that I want to drop that I think is fantastic.
All right, okay, lay out me.
Russia and Eastern Bloc countries, the Lada.
Do you know? Right, I totally get that, and do you know what, Lada? Very, very distinct and a kind of iconic vehicle on UK roads. But it was like one of the few Lada products that really ever made it to the UK, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because what was it, the Lada? The Lada, I don't even know what its actual name was.
Riva.
The Riva?
The Riva, I think it was, yeah.
Right. That would make sense because it was the Niva as well, which was the little Jeep.
Yes, there was.
And that was the other one that came to the UK, but it's not that common. But the Lada, and that Lada's based on, is it like a Fiat 124 or something like that?
Yeah, man, it's like a copy of like an already cheap car that was made even cheaper.
Yeah, no, I do kind of like that actually. We made thicker materials, made more agriculturally.
Do you know what I would love to do though, on the subject of Ladas, is buy a Lada and put like 1,000 horsepower super engine in it.
I'm pretty sure a drift Lada exists. Well, actually, there's probably several in Russia and stuff, but I think in the UK there must be a drift Lada.
I mean, even just finding a Lada for sale is a fucking struggle, to be fair.
There you go. There's the perfect car for you, man. A drift Lada 2JZ.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. It's on Facebook, so I won't really be able to see very much of it. But I'll send you a link.
Oh, I want to see this. Is it Mucho Casho?
Oh, it's from like a year ago.
That is gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I do not like that. I was so not on board for that.
You're not on board for that?
No.
That is the tits, mate. That is a little bit of me right there. I love that. Do you know what I would do though, right? I'd stick with the tyres, I'd stick with the wheels, I'd do away with the body kit, and I would do away with the stickers. And
I don't like the body kit very much.
I would have the windows really heavily tinted so you can't see the cage, and then just go around blasting the doors off M3s and stuff. So it's like a total sleeper.
Yeah, no, I could see the appeal of like having like a sleeper Lada. I bet there's a lot of people have like, a Lada that's a bit spicy. Although I bet it's still fucking slow.
I bet that one with the 2J and it's not slow.
I bet the one with the 2J in it is absolutely not slow. Yeah, 100%. I think from like a UK perspective, like that is, Russia in car form, but I imagine that there's probably a lot more stuff that never really made it to the UK because there's a lot of Russian car brands. Yeah,
there is. There's one that looks incredible, and it's the one that the FSB used to do, and it's like a copy of like a Chevrolet. It looks insane.
Yeah, they're all initials. I think the companies like Vaz and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, there's quite a lot, and I'm not going to embarrass myself by trying to like remember and pronounce any of them. So we can move on to maybe a different country because I'm quite curious about this. Like, what do you right? Okay, what car do you think of when you think Spain?
Seat Cupra, but not like the new one. I mean, like the old one, like that had like the wide eyes on the front, like the
The slightly
headlights were.
boxier one.
Yeah, hold on, a Seat Leon Cupra.
Yeah, I know 100% of the one. Yeah, I totally agree. I think of like a bright coloured Seat blasting about.
There you go. I'll just send you the buyer's guide for the one that I think of.
The buyer's guide.
I didn't like look out the buyer's guide, but you know that one in yellow. That's Spain.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the car. That is 100% the car. Mark 1 Cupra. Do you know what? I really like these. But like what I will also say is like any Seat that's got like any hint of spice to it, that thing is going to be driven so aggressively.
Oh yeah,
Like Seat drivers are generally quite aggressive drivers. In my
yeah.
opinion, anyways.
I will absolutely give you that.
I see a lot more like modified Seats floating about than I do most other brands, even Volkswagen.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you know why though? It's because they are literally the most affordable route into Volkswagen Audi Group ownership.
Yeah, so is Seat positioned like lower than Skoda, or do these not really compete in the same market?
I don't know. Like, well, I don't even know if Seat really exists anymore because it's all that Cupra car brand now.
That's a good point. But then surely the Leon Cupra in 2002 that would have been competing against like the Skoda VXR.
Yeah, the Fabia
Yeah, totally.
and the Volkswagen Golf and yeah, like and the Audi A3. Yeah,
The Fabia VRS. Did sound wrong when I was saying it.
but like I think that's definitely Spain. And to be honest, I can't actually think of another car made in Spain apart from Seat. But then I think in this at the same time that would be like me asking a Spaniard name a car made in Scotland, and
Absolutely.
like if they didn't say the Arl Johnston fucking RC10 or whatever, but you bastard, Ken. Like I can't really. I don't think you're expected to know Spanish car makes. You know.
Totally. Does Scotland make any cars?
They used to. They used to make a lot of cars.
Yeah, but like I mean, when you say used to, you are talking quite a number of years ago.
Oh yeah, not in this century.
Yeah, just recently, man. Just recently.
Just last week, man.
That's the whole UK was like that. There was like a million car manufacturers. Everyone who had a shed and free time was making a car.
Yeah, we were very much have a go at making a car. Actually, I've got a country for you now. Japan.
Ooh. You know the Suzuki Wagon R.
Right.
You know this the kind of the Alto wagon, like the tall, really narrow one,
Yeah.
really is intrinsically Japan to me. I don't think of any of the massive like JDM heavy hitters. I think of like the kind of the basic sort of weird squarish commuter K car.
Really, that's interesting because for me, there's a couple of cars that pop up here. So there's the R32 GTR.
I mean, definitely that's a classic.
I don't think that the R34 people will argue, but I think really it has to be Genesis, which is the R32. I mean, you could go like R31 Iron Mask and sort of stuff like that, but that's the one. That's like the one.
The 32 really, it really set the scene, laid the
Yeah.
foundations.
And the other two that I think kinda do it is the Datsun 240Z
Yep.
and the Toyota 2000 GT.
Okay, do you know what's really interesting is how far back you look to see what kind of car defines a country.
Yeah,
Yeah, because like a lot of the ones you've been like, the part of the Seat maybe, but the Seat even that's like 20 plus year old. The Mini, and like all of that stuff. Like the youngest thing there is from like the 80s.
that's fair. Yeah, yeah, man. Actually, and that's quite surprising because I'm routinely going back to the 60s here, apart from Oh, I've got a good one now. America.
Yeah, no, I knew you would ask about this at some point, so I've been kind of thinking about Murica in the back of my head. What car is America to me? And I think car wise, America is something like a car that I think is really intrinsically American.
Hit me.
Is the hold on, I want to get this right. Yeah, it is the Dodge Monaco.
Oh, I'm gonna have to Google that one. Really?
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Because it's fucking massive. That's it's just so big. It's nothing encompasses the American automotive scene more than just big, just size, vastness, and it's just it all it is a basic car, and yet it's fucking huge. It's like, you know, when you see pictures of cars from like the 80s or even before then, and you see it beside like a normal, small, in finger quotes, modern car, and it's tiny.
Yeah.
So like I feel like America were doing the big car before the big car even happened. Pioneers in big car technology. And it just sums the country up so much for me. Everything's just big, huge, vast, over the top, excessive.
Fair, man. I'll give you that. You know, I really will. Like, I'll yield to that.
I didn't want to go for anything like, you know, like the cliche is, oh, it's the Ford F series of truck pickups, or it's like the Corvette or something. I was like, no, America to me is massive.
Fair, man.
How about yourself?
So I kind of almost think the cliche, but not quite. Not the way you're thinking. So, like, for me, it has to be Ford or Ford derived. And I think really you're like Shelby Cobra, Ford GT40, 67 Ford Mustang Fastback. Like,
Yeah.
those would be my three choices. And I think it would be between the Mustang and the Cobra, if I'm totally honest.
Do you know why I like the Cobra as a choice for America?
Why?
Because it's actually based on a British. Is it like AC? Was it AC Bristol or something like that, or AC?
It was literally the AC Cobra, if you look into it. Like, the Cobra was an AC, and then Shelby took it.
Yeah, and he just put a big fuck off V8 motor in it
Yeah.
and sold it as, yeah, totally. But like, do you not think that's really suitable for the States? You know, was British, now not.
Yeah, that's actually quite funny. That'll piss quite a lot of Americans off as well, so I'm game for that. Yeah, man. Class. Do you know, actually, a car that I would have in a heartbeat, and it's American,
Oh yeah.
is a Shelby Daytona Coupe.
Oh, that's the car they made in like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, good God, man. No, it's the precursor to
That was the
the...
Series 1. Sorry, man. Yeah.
It's the precursor to the GT40.
Oh, do you know what? I totally know the car. Blue, white stripe.
Yeah.
Totally know the one. Slightly controversial opinion. That car doesn't do very much for me.
No?
No.
Like, I really quite fancy the idea of making of building a kit car in the garage, right? And this is one of the ones that I'm really leaning to, is like a Dax Coupe, which is it's basically a Daytona Coupe.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that would be great, actually. That'd be great. I completely get why people like this car. I think it is a very beautiful shape. It looks really cool. It's like a very race car, like, but old race car. I just don't know why it just doesn't do anything for me.
Fair, man.
I don't know. Maybe it's just the shape. Something about it. Who could say? But yeah, no, I totally know the one. I thought you were talking about the Series 1 coupe, or was it like a cabriolet or something like that?
Fair, man. Yeah, fair enough.
Is that the car you would have if you had to have an American car?
It would be between that and a Shelby Cobra. Like, I just think, like, absolute excess. It's excess to the point where it might kill you. You know, like, and that is very American.
That's
in
quite
my
American, yeah. I give you that. Like, Carroll Shelby is, you know, big name in America.
Yeah, man. And it's like, you know what, when I say, like, it's excess to the point where it'll kill you, it's like, I'm going to have a burger. No, you're not. You're going to have 20. Like, that's it. Like, it's like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Like, there's no modicum of just have what you need. It's like,
Oh, yeah, totally. It's more.
yeah.
No, have more, buddy.
And that is very very American in my mind.
I don't know what car I would have if I had to have an American car. There's a lot of good stuff actually to choose from, which is nice.
I would have to have. I say I have to have. I would have to give like a Chevrolet Chevelle a serious consideration, like
What's your favourite Chevelle?
the '70s one.
The big wide one.
Yeah, well, it's like late '60s, early '70s. I think it's the Mark One. Hold on, I'll just tell you. Well, apparently there's a band called Chevelle that Google is insisting it shows me instead of the car. Chevrolet Chevelle. There we go. Yeah, it's the 1970s one. So like a Chevrolet Chevelle SS, like a super coupe, a sport coupe, like the 396 or something like that.
Yeah, I quite like the slightly earlier years of the Chevelle. I like the Yenko one. I think that's a quite cool looking car.
Right. Do you know what's amazing about the Chevelle?
What's that?
It was the mid-size class in America.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Mental.
Yeah, honestly, when I was younger, I used to love the 70, the 454 SS Chevelle.
Yeah.
Like I used to love the way it looked and the stripes they were always on it, and like it was shared the front end with the what was the Ute called?
Pickup.
The El Camino.
Yes.
Yeah, and you had the El Camino SS, which is kind of, just the more sort of like the more like country Larry rather than like city/suburb Larry of the Chevelle.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I used to really like the Chevelle, but I definitely prefer the 68, 69. The way it looks to the 70. I think they're very small differences, but I prefer it.
Fair, man. Fair.
God, I totally do not know what American car I would own. There's so much stuff. I love the Dodge Typhoon, the 4-wheel drive, the big boxy 4-wheel drive SUV. The Cyclone was the pickup, and the Typhoon was the sort of like SUV style thing. But like I think they are kind of cool because they're like so boxy, but also very powerful for what they are. That's quite a cool combination. It's weird.
They are.
Really like the Corvette Z. Was it the ZR1? Was based on the Z06. That kind of generation.
Yeah, that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Yeah, I was quite like the Z06 kind of style of Corvette.
Yeah, I do like a Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, that's soft spot for Corvettes. There was definitely some duff Corvettes, but they kind of got their act together, and they started to make like a very mean kind of American sports car.
Yeah, man. Like, and there's quite a big tuning thing with them as well. Like, I can never say the fucking name of it right. Lingfletter or whatever it's called.
I 100% know the tuning house you're talking about.
Yeah, they made like a 1,000 horsepower bad boy right out the gate. It's like, yeah, you can just buy this as it is. It's like, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. I mean, I'm always a little bit doubtful of some of these power figures that you get quoted from places, but it's really, really cool how much like grunt you can get out of just like big fuck off motor.
Yeah, man. Do you know, on the subject of big ass motors and lots of grunt, if I was buying a pickup though, I don't think I would go American.
Okay. I mean, you'd certainly have a lot of choice if you wanted to go American.
Oh no, you don't need choice. The only choice you need to make here is from Australia, and it's a Holden Maloo R8.
That's the Ute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very cool. I totally agree. Again, a car that doesn't do very much for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's something about a Ute that I just fundamentally don't really care about at all. Like, I like the Commodore, the kind of companion to the...
Yeah, it's like the saloon version of it.
That I actually much prefer.
Fair, man. Do you know if I was going to have a saloon from Australia, I'd have a Ford Falcon, though, the XR6 with the twin turbo 4-litre straight six.
Ooh, that sounds quite spicy.
They are. The Barra V6, the Barra straight six is fucking incredible as an engine. But honestly, I don't think I could go past. Like, see, when I've got my engineering business, I'm having a Holden Maloo Ute as like my company car. Like, that's just incredible. It's just cool as fuck, man. And do you know the thing that always like makes me think of them? I remember seeing a video years back of like that shape of Maloo, and they had independent throttle bodies on it, and it just sounded so fucking evil, man. Like just
Yeah, that sounded pretty nasty.
oh, it's like wow, that's incredible.
To be fair, right, that is a huge part of a car. Is the sound it makes.
Oh no, definitely not. Like you need to experience that.
Because I could totally be sold on cars that like maybe the look of them doesn't like from a distance doesn't do anything for me, but hearing it and I'm like, oh no, I get it, I'm sold.
Yeah,
I could definitely see that happening. Some things just sound amazing.
like big V8s, American V8s especially, have this in abundance, which is character.
Do you know what I was like? Right, okay. Obviously, I had no intention of buying this in any way, but I was on eBay recently and I did see a Bentley Arnage R for sale. And it was like, honestly, I think they started the bidding at like $1,000 or something ridiculously low like that. So it had crossed my path and it ended up selling for about $6,500 for the Arnage R. And I was just thinking, do you know what? That could be quite nice.
I've got a funny story about a Bentley Arnage R.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, so way back in the day, when myself and another local lad, we'll refer to him as, were fanning about in a 300ZX, for want of a better word, the twin turbo one.
Yep, another one.
We were in Carlisle, and we were coming back up the road relatively quickly, and this Bentley fucking took off past us, man. It made us look like we were standing still. So naturally, we did what any self-respecting young 20-something-year-old would do. We chased it.
Obviously, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. And we got well into triple figures. Like, and this is like 15 years ago now, so it's well beyond like the scope of like getting done for it. But
which is important.
Which is very important for this story. And also, I don't have the braking strength of a Kit Kat, so if anyone does decide to interrogate me about this, they just simply won't get any names. And we were chasing this guy, and like the absolute disregard for every other human on the planet that this thing was being driven with was insane. So, like, as I say, we were closer to 200 than we were 100, and this guy just walked away from us, like, and it was like coming up where the kin mount is, and like you know how there's the hatchings in the middle of the road for turning off.
Oh right, yeah.
So we got in front of him on the kin mount straight, and then going past Crutherston, he came past us on the hatchings, and like we were absolutely flying, and this guy just fucking sailed past and off into the distance, and we're just gonna let him go. Like this is not worth the risk anymore. This is insane.
When you're like, nah, this has got dangerous.
Yeah, this guy's just mental. That was like that's my one standout memory of the only time I've seen a Bentley driven in anger, and I was quite impressed. I was like, holy fuck, this guy is not hanging about.
Yeah, man. They're plenty powerful enough. But I do quite like, I'm a big fan of a small car, but like I also quite like excessive things sometimes, and a Bentley is an excessively massive car with an excessively massive engine.
Oh yeah, like they have a very image about them though. Like I always think they're a bit greasy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, you might have money, but you didn't get it legally.
Yeah, like there's definitely an undercurrent of drug dealer. Interestingly though, they do seem to be driven quite a lot by insurance men.
Right. How do you know this?
Because there's been like 4 or 5 insurance men that have came into my work, and they've all shown up in Bentleys.
Oh.
I shit you not. Like, actually, quite routinely, like if an insurance guy shows up for like inspections and that, I'm actually surprised if they're not in a Bentley now, which is quite an interesting thing. Like, I never thought I would get to like 35 and be like, yeah, if I see an insurance man that's driving like a Fiesta, I think there's something intrinsically wrong, like because they should be in a Bentley.
Do you think different occupations have different cars?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like plant operators usually have something financed to the nines. That 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 they're desperately trying to like show that they are of more stature than they actually are with.
Is there quite a lot of that floating about in the car park?
Yeah, like
So we're talking Audi S's, Audi RS's.
yeah, and like big 4x4s and stuff, and yeah, like there's a lot of like my dick's bigger than your dick going on with them. And then you get engineers, which this is a almost as bad as mechanics. This is a proper mixed bag. I would group the both of them together. Mechanics and engineers can drive anything under the sun, from like bag of shit Mercedes through to like an absolutely immaculate Mazda 323F
Oh no way!
to like a diesel BM.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Right, from my memories of site work, the car of the engineer is either some Japanese pickup that the company paid for, or
Yep.
some estate that the company paid for, and that's like what you get. You just get the company work car or pickup.
Yeah, man. Like I would go with that. Like, and personal cars can be an absolute mixed bag. Like it genuinely fucking could be anything. From like a Peugeot 107 through to like a fucking BMW X5. There's literally nothing.
Oh, the X5. The X5 is definitely a favorite.
Yeah.
Not of me, just of like it's got like that sort of like engineering slash family car kind of like vibe.
Yeah, man. Like typically they tend to do quite a lot of things well. Engineer cars.
Yeah, it's got the badge so that everyone can tell you that you're more important on site than I don't know someone who's got like a Navara or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still you can get a bit muddy and it's fine. Got space in the back for the old tools and such.
Yeah. Fair, man. What about in your line of work?
My line of work, it's interesting because it's usually just a sea of like car is car. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my work car park has a lot of hatchbacks, a lot of mid-size hatchbacks. I think would probably be the overwhelming majority. There's a couple of like there's like a TT that floats about every so often. You occasionally see people who are like maybe like a company, an investor or like an owner or like someone they're meeting or something like that might rock up in like a fairly spenny Range Rover or something electric and Tesla based. But in general, the most people that actually work there just drive an car.
Fair enough.
It's really got that kind of like vibe to it. It could be like there's less variety than a Tesco's car park, put it that way.
Fair enough, man. You touched on something there as well that concerns me deeply, and that is people not enjoying their money. And I'll go a bit more in depth on that. So, like, see company owners, right? And they go out and get like a Range Rover, as you said, on through the company, through the books. So it's a tax write off at the end of the year, and then they keep it for 3 or 4 years, and then they get rid of it, right? Why? Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you have a Range Rover when you could go out and put something really fucking spenny and like quite show offish through the books as a massive tax write off? Like you could have a Ferrari, you could have a McLaren, you could have something that like
Guess it's harder to like justify why you bought a McLaren as a business expense than it is to say, oh, I've got an engineering business. I need the Rangy to get to like clients on, sites that are a bit awkward to get to. You can't. It doesn't really swing it when you're like, oh yeah, no, I need that McLaren to get to remote locations.
yeah, but here's the thing: when you're the boss, you don't have to justify it.
I mean, if you're claiming it as a business expense, you still do have to justify it to some extent to like the tax man.
But hold on, right? So the taxman goes to future Colin. So why did you buy a McLaren as your fucking work car? Like, well, do I drive it from my home to work? Yeah. Well, it's justified then. I use it to commute. Do I drive it to meetings with potential customers? Yes, you do. Well, then it's justified.
I'm less convinced on that argument. I must admit.
Fair enough.
I feel like that would be a hard sell. I feel like, yeah, oh, sure, pickup truck, even a Range Rover. Honestly, I think would be an easy sell. But like a flashy sports car is a bit harder to justify.
Put a roof rack on it. Job done.
I mean, well, you could put a tow bar on it too. Then you might have a bit of an argument for.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need a Ferrari to tow a trailer? Because I want to tow a trailer quickly.
Where'd you weld your strut bar to the carbon fiber?
I didn't. I glued it on.
just at home, got the hot glue out, sorted.
Oh, class. Yeah, no, man. But no, I genuinely, like, I think that's a genuine point. Like, see if people normalised it, like, because here's the thing. Fucking, it's not the taxman's business, right? And at the end of the day, it's a capex expenditure. And it's a car to ferry someone from place to place. Like,
But it could also definitely be seen as tax avoidance.
yeah, but I mean, no more than actual tax avoidance, which is when people get to the end of the year, they spend all their money on capex anyway, so they don't have to pay any tax. You know, I mean, if you're gonna like, oh no, you need to pay your tax. Well, yeah, sure, but do that to everyone. You know, like enjoying a nice car and using it primarily for business is much less worse than what Amazon and Google and everything else are doing.
Oh no, yeah, you're not going to get any argument off me on that. They can get fucked. Like, yeah, totally. You have your wee fancy car tax fiddle. That's totally fine. I'm not even that down on it. I just don't think the tax man would be up for it.
Well, I'll test the theory when I have the opportunity.
I would like to hear your results. I would be thrilled to hear them in fact. Do you know one of the car types, the kind of car cliche types that really makes me laugh? It kind of makes me smile, but also makes me very careful when I cross the road.
What's that?
Tiny lady behind wheel of massive 4x4.
Oh, that's
you know when
terrifying.
you can just see like a hairline popping up
yes,
above the steering
I
wheel,
do.
and it's just this tiny lady, and she said the gigantic SUV. like, I'm sure they can see, but like you can barely see them.
They absolutely cannot fucking see, man. Like, that's the sort of person and car that's usually involved in the headline. Child crushed in school car park.
Mm,
You know?
yeah, that's like a wider conversation about like, you know, how high is too high for your big SUV.
Yeah. Do you know, I was actually thinking about this today. It's funny you brought that up. Because, like, I was going to work, right? And I was like, there's a big, massive fucking 4x4 parked at the side of the road. Actually, quite well parked as well. So the guy didn't need to, like, phone a taxi to get from his car to the curb.
You could just take a big jump.
Just a step, yeah. He was like, oh, I'm actually parked reasonably well. But then there was me in, like, my C class, which is a reasonably sensible sized car for an estate, a small estate. And then there's another big, massive 4x4 coming at me. And, like, the guy just clearly didn't know how wide his fucking car was based on the 6 feet between his curb and him. And was like, and just kept barreling down at me. And I'm like, I mean, I've got right away for a start because the car's parked on your side. So he didn't stop. And I'm like, I'm not moving over. Like, fucking run into me.
Honestly, like I think that's a wider problem is people like sit so they don't give you any space on narrow lanes like at all. People are just like, nah, man, you can fucking get into the curb or the verge, and I think it's especially egregious when they're in like some big fuck off SUV, and like you know it's going absolutely nowhere near the verge, and you're like you're in a big car, you need to be more considerate for other road users. Like it's actually on you. It's not on others. It's actually on you.
And like the whole purpose of the machine you're driving is to go off road as well.
Yeah, but I'm not even asking them to go off road. I'm just asking them to give us a little bit of fucking space.
Yeah.
I do often see like massive 4x4s as just kind of like giant death boxes of like mass that you know hurtle towards things.
Yeah. And I agree wholeheartedly with that one. Me and Bex actually had a conversation about this when we were coming back from Gretna the other day. And there was this Mitsubishi pickup went past, as you know, the Barbarian one.
Oh yeah, I do.
And the guy driving it looked like an absolute tosser.
He looked like a barbarian.
Yeah, and I said to Bex, I was like, how much of a prick do you think you have to be to actually buy a car that has Barbarian, like in massive black font decals on literally every surface of the car. Well, the 4x4. I'm like, how much of a dick do you have to be like, barbarian? You
Yeah, I
know? Like,
agree. I wouldn't look at that car and be like, yes, I want all the stickers all over my car. Yes.
no. It's like, I was like, nah, that's just. Do you know what it kind of screams? Male loneliness epidemic.
Like it's just a bunch of lonely men and their big pickups.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, totally fair, man. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to totally and utterly derail us again, right? Because I just want to share something I saw today because it was beautiful. But it was this guy, right? And he was in one of those like, you know, like kind of mobility. You would call it like a mobility scooter.
Yeah, like a rascal.
Yeah, but this was like not a rascal. This was like the next generation. This thing was like, it looked like a sort of like plastic fold out kind of like cart thing. Like, do you know,
Right.
you know those like baby kind of bouncers that have like little caster wheels?
Yeah.
Right? Imagine that shape, only it's got like plastic little wheels, like lawnmower style wheels on
Right.
each corner and just like a little electric motor. But it was clearly really light. And it wasn't super fast, but I wouldn't say it was super slow either. It's like probably wasn't maybe as fast as like a one with a bigger motor, but it was really quick and nippy. And I just saw this guy cut off the pavement, didn't look, didn't even care about traffic, kind of put his hand out slightly to like the right, really casually and disinterestedly, and then just cut across the lane of oncoming traffic, straight onto the pavement on the other side. And I just watched it with I just the blatant disregard for anything else going on, and I just found it like to be absolutely amazing. Like this, like if I was on that, I would be so careful crossing the road because it looked flimsy as fuck. Didn't care. Didn't even look. He just just zoomed off the pavement onto the road, across a lane of traffic, and then up onto the other side. Like, fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah. You know, it brings me in mind of a guy as well in where I stay, and I see him every morning on his rascal, and he bolts across the road in front of fucking everyone in absolute desperation to get to the golf course with his golf bats on the back of it as well.
Oh, rascal with bat.
And like, he doesn't go down like, you know, the drop curbs. Doesn't go down them. It's like legitimately jumps onto the road from the top of the curb on his rascal, and it's like fucking bang right across the road, and then he disappears down a little cut towards the golf course, and it's like, yeah.
Very much a zero fucks kind of attitude.
Oh, there's no fucks given at all. None whatsoever.
Oh man. Yeah, honestly, like, do you know what? A little electric kind of cart thing, I bet that would be really good fun to rip around in.
Oh yeah. Ooh, have you seen the electric drift carts?
No. I can imagine what these are like, actually.
So it's basically a seat with a single steerable wheel, and then the two wheels on the back. They're like a trike, but they're electric powered, and you've got a handbrake that you just nail, and it starts drifting.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally know these ones.
They're pretty cool. Oh my god, they're fucking crazy expensive. They're like 1,500 quid from Argos of all places.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, hold on. Control and copy.
1,500 quid's insane.
And I can't say you're getting 1,500 quid's worth of stuff for your 1,500 quid here.
That would be a fun project to make something like that. Oh my god. Although, yeah, no, I bet that is quite good fun.
Yeah, it'll be really good fun, but 1,500 quid? It only does 14 miles per hour.
I mean, you could buy an actual car for 1,500 quid.
Yeah, you could buy a Mark 1 1 Series BM, weld the diff up, probably put an MOT on it for 1,500 quid, and then go skidding about wherever you wanted.
I mean, kind of not wherever you want it. It's probably easier to skid about in the car than it is to skid about in the car.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. You need a very quiet industrial place at night, really.
That wouldn't be speaking from experience, would it, Colin?
No, not at all. Not at all.
I mean, do we have anything else that we want to cover? Because I'm genuinely not even sure what we have covered in this episode.
No, man, I'm all chatted out now. To be fair,
Let's let's wrap it up there. So yeah, if you enjoyed our chat where we did very briefly talk about cars, yeah, give us a like, give us a subscribe, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you for listening.
Toodaloo.